Good morning. The sun is rising over the murderer's house. It's an odd thing. And it's very misty. Very misty. It's funny, I don't know if I've made a Magic Island morning musing video since the last time I went to see my mother. And I will have to go see my mother again tomorrow. Have to see my mother. I will see my mother and my sister and my daughter. And everything will be just fine. The Magic Island. I did do a hashtag or two. And I'm currently doing something called drop. Let's see, I'm just going to play around here for a minute. Oh. Sorry about that. Oh, now I'm all confused. Alrighty. Drop 78, drop DROPM, hashtag DROPM 78, which is just a exploration of a tarot deck over 78 days. And if you start on October 15th, then 78 days later, I think is the last day of the year, which works out, crows up there, the beautiful sky, yes. So my forest murdering neighbor has been cutting this field, which leads me to believe that the murderer's house will soon be sold, and I may no longer be able to wander along here to see the Magic Island. I just hope they don't build a subdivision and kill off what little is left of the forest. That forest on the other side of this little pond doesn't belong to my murderous neighbors, but that property is also for sale, so I'm afraid these forests are doomed, as so many forests are. And it's strange, such a feeling of helplessness, that to think that I'm going to end my days watching the forests I loved so much as a child being murdered. I don't know. Well, perhaps that's my job, is to be the one who mourns them. And, well, I won't be alone. There'll be all the displaced animals as well. And as sorrowful as it makes me, I'm also very appreciative of the honor it has been to be a child of these forests for my whole life. And I was watching Highly Sensitive Tarot this morning. I'm going to continue to watch. She did, I think, 3 videos about the Hieronymous Bosche deck, which I would like to get as a companion for Cave of Sybil. And it's laid out a little oddly, apparently, so that doesn't trouble me. I quite like that. But when she was talking about, that when she first started reading with it, she found it very unsettling, uncomfortable, not very pleasant. And, well, you can't really expect Hieronymous Bosche to be comforting exactly, but she said something that kind of caught my attention, which was that the deck had more to do with perhaps the state of the world than the state of the individual, and that got me to thinking that that'd be an interesting way to start looking at the cards, because she, like myself, doesn't really have a whole lot to do with the world, if she can help it, and nor do I if I can help it. She said that she's going to have to make herself get into the car and go out and get into the world. I don't know how old that video is either. I gotta start, not that it really matters. I mean, if it's pertinent in the moment, it doesn't really matter when it was made. Videos are rather like tarot cards that way. You watch them when they come to you. So, I don't know. There are a few practical things I have to do. I have some tax stuff to take care of, and I have to, there's nothing wrong with my health, but my daughter insists that I go and have a checkup, which I haven't had for decades. So, that's probably not a bad idea. Just stuff like that. I go and get in the car and do it, because I hate driving the car. I also have to start before the roads are bad with snow. I should make a few runs to the city and back with stuff. Yes. Anyway, this hashtag DropEm78 and analyzing the cards in depth. I'm doing the Hush Tarot, which has some idiosyncrasies, but it's very cool. I didn't realize. So today, there are going to be protests across the United States and globally. A No Kings protest, targeting specifically Donald Trump, but the whole state of the world kind of turning to dictatorship, as human beings are likely to do in times of great uncertainty. And 2 days ago, the first card we started with, the hashtag DropEm78, was the Ace of Pentacles. And in the Hush Tarot, that was a man's dead hand with a dove of peace perched on it with a key in her mouth. And my interpretation of the card was death to tyrants, peace being sort of essential as a foundation for growth and prosperity. Well, I know all kinds of people profiteer from war, when the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. It would be really nice if we could outgrow that as a species. Anyway, I had no idea at the time that this No Kings movement was going on. If I was in the city right now, I might make myself go downtown for that. In my younger days, I felt that it was sort of a moral duty to involve yourself in not so much politics. I've always been an anarchist in a very typically artistic way, that art shouldn't have anything to do with politics. Anyway, I don't really want to go down that road, which fascinated me so much in my younger days, but I probably would go to a protest where that was objecting to massive injustice, because I don't know how effectual it can be, but you still have to make the effort, don't you? I mean, there has been progress. Being Halloween, there have been all kinds of things coming up in my newsfeed to do with the witch trials and the burning of witches. And although there are still plenty of witch trials that go on, at least we don't go down to the public square and watch people being executed as a form of entertainment anymore. So that's tangible progress. For sure it is. For sure it is. And that's kind of, I don't think you can see that. And there's another sun coming right up over the faintly smoking burn pile. I don't know if you can see the smoke, it's very faint. It was quite a blaze yesterday. There is the faintly smoking burn pile. And my neighbor's firewood for the winter. He has 2 fireplaces in his tiny little house, and he burns firewood in both fireplaces, day and night, all winter long. And why not? Since he's cut down an entire forest, he's got plenty of wood. I do try not to hate him, but how can I help it? Yes, this all used to be forest like that. And that forest over there is the merest frosting of trees on the other side of the river. And these neighbors here did their very best to intimidate a pair of old ladies whose families have lived here since pioneer times to sell them that land as well. And they were very bullying and frightened them. They were friends of my parents. So I'm afraid that even though I am glad that I can walk the dogs here, I hate them just the same. Anyway, perhaps the cards can help me with that. Death to tyrants and forest murderers. Goodbye for now.